Hello, people. Welcome to Sports with Jesse, and it's EPL time, English Premier League. We're back, and the first game of the season is between the Premier League champions, Liverpool FC, are going to play Bournemouth FC, and today, um, on a sour note, um, but in a good way, there's going to be tribute, to the good players and good people that we lost along the way. So we lost Diogo Jota and his brother in, a ghastly auto accident, um, and it's still sore. You know, we still feel for them. We feel for the family. But what we know is for Diogo and his brother, they're never, never going to be forgotten by us. So Diogo Jota, Andre, you're not going to be forgotten by fans of football all over the world. Already, we know that um, Liverpool Football Club, Chelsea Football Club, everybody, the outpouring of love, of sympathy, to be involved with the Jota family has been immense, on all sides. And we do hope that, the families and the people that they left behind are going to be comforted, knowing that their sons are in the hearts of all football lovers everywhere in the world. So, on that note, we're going to see what Liverpool is doing for Diogo Jota, and we're going to start with the mural. It's just a 2 minute, video. Let's see it together. Yeah. Okay. So we want to thank you, Diogo Jota and Andre Silva. Um, we do hope that the families that you left behind are going to be well taken care of, and that yourselves are not going to leave our hearts. We're always going to remember you. And thanks to everyone who's gone to Anfield, signed, all of those documents. May the world feel our the outpouring of love, you know, of sympathy, from us, to this family and to the club, at large. That has been overwhelming and that has been fantastic. So, Liverpool has also, at today's game, they've let me show you what they're doing. They have um, released a commemorative, you know, this is a commemorative t-shirts, for today's match. And then when you buy these t-shirts, the Diogo Forever 20, the proceeds that comes from it is going to be used to intervene in grassroots, football sports, issue on behalf of the Diogo Jota family. So it's going to be done in the name of Diogo Jota and Liverpool. So it's the first batch is sold out, and they're going to be replenishing it. People are showing their love. People are showing, that they don't want the memory of Diogo Jota and Andre Silva, you know, to fade away. So thank you if you've bought all of that. So there'll be further tributes, in the special edition of Liverpool's Matchday program. So today at the stadium, Jota's parents, his wife Rute, and three young children are going to be in attendance. So it's going to be an emotional night for this family, for the club, for teammates, for supporters, for football fans all over the world. So this is good. Liverpool is going to continue to honor their number 20 in all they do. And, this will play out throughout the season. So once again, Diogo Jota and Andre Silva, their memory is not going to die in Anfield. So that is where we are with Diogo Jota and the emotional game that's going to be played today. So that is going to have some sort of bearing on today's game. Trust me, when it starts in just less than an hour's time, it's first going to be emotional. But once the bell rings, once the whistle goes, Liverpool knows what to do. They know that it is decision time, it's business time, and it's going to go from there. So let me read you the stats, for today, so that you can understand where Liverpool Football Club, is coming from. So Liverpool have won 11 of all of their last 12 Premier League games against Bournemouth, with the exception being a 1-0 away loss in March 2023. Right? So 11 out of 12, Liverpool have won. So I'm expecting that Liverpool is also going to win today, but with a cautionary note. It's not going to be easy. Bournemouth has never been easy at any point in time, especially under the coach, Andoni Iraola. So it's going to be a tough one. I'm predicting that Liverpool is just going to scrape past, maybe 1-0 or 2-1, that kind of result is what I think is going to happen. It might happen, differently, but that is what I believe is going to happen personally. So Bournemouth have taken just 1 point from 24 available away against Liverpool in the Premier League. So the 1-0, drew 1, lost 7, losing their last 6 visits to Anfield by an aggregate score of 23-2. So they don't always score that much at Anfield. But as you know, their team has been disturbed, just like Liverpool is also bringing in like today we signed the 7th player of the season. That is not the way we do business at Anfield. At most, on that club, you have 2 to 3, 4 players maximum, and that's it. And you move on with the season. But both teams have had new bodies, and it's going to take time for it to gel. That's why I'm saying that both teams are not going to be ready. They're not going to be at the top of their game, for the opener. So in 33 previous Premier League campaigns, the reigning champions, Liverpool, have lost their opening match of the season on just 3 occasions. They've won 26 and drawn 4 out of the 30, 33 they've played. However, all 3 of these have come in the last 9 campaigns. Leicester versus All, 2016-2017, versus Chelsea, Burnley, and Man City versus Spurs in 21-22. So Bournemouth haven't lost their opening league match in any of the last 7 seasons as well. So they've won 3 and drawn 4 since a 1-0 loss to West Brom Albion in 2017-2018. So it's, built to be an interesting match in which two teams that have a lot of new bodies are going to be integrating the ideas of the coach, of these new players, fusing it as one and trying to form an identity. So it's not going to be easy. So don't expect, I'm not expecting a free flowing football. Yeah, there might be bright, patches of, patterns that you expect, from both teams, how they will play, but it's not going to be like when you get into the first quarter of the season, if you know what I mean, when all of the players are now match fit and they are, rolling, their ideas every week, week in, week out. So that is where we are with, Liverpool. So let's quickly have a look at the team that's going to play. Uh, and then let's look at Liverpool first. So, as you can see, McAllister is going to start for Liverpool. And every time McAllister plays, I feel a lot more confident because of he's one of those players that can do the dirty job. It stays in line with the number 6. You don't find McAllister in the Liverpool team, being far too forward. He arrives in the box every now and then, plays the box, but is more of a defensive player for us, midfielder. Yeah, when he was at uh, Brighton, it was a more offensive, midfielder. But in Liverpool, he's been sitting in around that 8 and 6, number 8 and number 6 positions, and is quick to help out at the defense and then to transition the game, into attack when we need to score. So he played quite a lot of games last season, and he did pick up, some injuries, and also he's been having some personal issues that he doesn't want to discuss. And there's a report, that the coach, has spoken to him and, trying to help him along, to get over that. So you see that even in preseason, he was not, frequently used because he needed to get his strength back, and so Florian Wirtz, currently the most expensive player in the Premier League, is going to make his Premier League debut today. And the debut for Liverpool against Bournemouth. So, Arne Slot has made only one change from the side that started against Crystal Palace in the Community Shield 5 days ago. So, we're going to have Alisson, in the goal, and then the back four of Jeremy Frimpong, Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk, and Milos Kerkez. So that's going to be, the formative, back four that we've got. And then Ryan Gravenberch is not available. Remember, he picked up 2 yellow cards in the final match of last season against Crystal Palace, and he has that suspension now. So it's good. Let's get this out of the way, and he can come back into the team. And most Liverpool fans thought that if he was in the team at, the game we play against Palace, for the Charity Shield, he would Liverpool would not have collapsed, the way he did, So yeah, we miss Ryan Gravenberch. So Alexis McAllister is back as the number 6 with Dominic Soboslai playing along him. And I also rate Dominic Soboslai a lot because his work rate is second to none. His ball recovery rate is second to none in that team. So VS makes his Premier League debut, as we said, in his natural number 10 role with Mohamed Salah and Cody Gakpo out wide, So that means only one thing. Ugo Ekitike is going to play top 9. So this is the how it works. So if you see the image, That's how it really works. So it's a fluid 4-2-3-1, system that Arne Slot is going with this season. And I really am interested to see how Viet, progresses his game in the Premier League. I think he is going to surprise a lot of people this season. So that's Liverpool. That is a team that is, settled, you know, and I do think that. Let me see the new players that are coming into this team today. Kakes number one, Frimpong number two, VS number three, and Nekitike four. So out of the starting 11, four of those team my players are playing for the first time with Liverpool, and it will be the first match in the Premier League that they're playing. So that's why I'm saying that Liverpool is not going to play to the fullest of their ability of where they could be. It might take like in the next 5, 6 to 7 games for them to get that rhythm together and to demolish him. I'm pretty much sure that one team is going to bear the brunt. We might have some of those crazy goal lines, 6-0, 7-0 in this season. So that's what Liverpool is doing at the moment. So we're going to be playing Bournemouth. And Bournemouth, they're not they're not an easy club. They're not an easy club to play at all. So they've got, despite the fact that they've lost, a lot of players, in the starting lineup, they are still fantastic in terms of the personnel that they've got to play this game. So if you can see, they have Petrovic, who came in. So let's look at, let's see who they lost. Now they lost three key defenders in the last season. So Kakes is going to be playing against them today instead of playing for them. So Kakes moved to Liverpool. Dean Alsen was a target for Liverpool, but it didn't work out. He had his mind set on going to Real Madrid, and that is where he's playing his game now. And Ilya Zabanyi has just signed for PSG. It's completed, a move to PSG. So it is tough on AFC Bournemouth. It is tough on them. Generally, if you are in the lower end of the table, um, and you do very well, the big clubs are going to swoop on you and take all your players. Though you do get paid well. For instance, Kakes went for about 45 million. Dean Alsen went for 51 million pounds, and Ilya Zabani has just gone for 48, 50 million thereabouts. So, if you sell your three of your backline for 150 million, that means you have some money, to bring in. And also, they are spending wisely because I'll tell you, they just signed another player. I'll tell you about the merry-go-round that might free Isaac, to Liverpool. So Adrian Truffert has joined Runs to replace Kakes. He joined from Runs in France to replace Kakes at the left back. And they signed the centre back named Bafode Diakite. He arrived from Lille, in France as well. So they went for Petrovic, as you can see it there, is a former Chelsea goalkeeper. Is coming to and is going straight into number one position to play at Anfield. Enes Unal and Lewis Cook are both out for Bournemouth, with injury, as well as Ryan Christie. Ryan Christie used to play for Fulham. He's got groin injury. Luis Sinisterra has got a thigh injury, and Justin Kluivert has got a calf injury. So it is not looking good, for Bournemouth. So the possible lineup that we might get will be, I'll get to that. So let's go through all of this. So, like you see, they've got fantastic player in Julian Araujo. Araujo is a fantastic player. I think if I remember very well, he arrived from Barcelona. Adrian Truffet, that I just told you about, just joined from Rennes in France. Marcos Senesi, defender, is Argentinian. He was there last season. Mefam, Chris Mefam is a central defender. Is the one that did not get bought, you know. And they have Adam Smith, and that is Bafude Diakite. You can see him there. That is the guy who came in from Lille, to join them. He just joined them, right? They have Julio Soler, who's Argentinian as well, and they've got James Hill, the English central defender. They've got Owen Bevan as well, right? In midfield, they are still well stocked, though Lewis Cook, this one, number 4, and Ryan Christie at number 10, they're out with injury. So they have David Brooks available, Alex Scott available. They've got Tyler Adams available. It's a promising young, US American player. Marcos Tavernier is a winger. Roman 5, it's midfielder. Ahmed Traore also is an attacking midfielder. He plays for Cote d'Ivoire. And also they have Philip Billing, who is a defensive, midfielder. Fantastic player, Billing. It does pop up, to do damage at the front end. It's scored a lot of goals. So here we are with the forward line. This forward line is still awesome. So Evan Nielsen is a striker here. He did miss some chances in the preseason. I watched a few of their games, but on a good day, he's Brazilian. He can hurt you. It's a good player. Now this is Dango Ouattara. So this is what I was going to say. Dango Ouattara has just left Bournemouth, so this has not been refreshed. I mean, the information on Bournemouth FC page. So Dango Ouattara has just agreed. They agreed a £43 million deal to go to Brentford. So what's going to happen is Brentford is now in a position to sell Wisa to Newcastle. And hopefully, once they have a striker at Newcastle, they can agree to the sale of Isak to Liverpool. So that is the theory. So let's see if that happens. So that is Luis Sinisterra. Is number 17 is also out with injury. Justin Cliver is not going to play. He picked up an injury while he was training for today's game. So, but they have Junior Krupi came in last year. They signed him last year, and they sent him on loan, but is now back into the Premier League. And of course, they've got the Ghanaian Antoine Semenyo. Do you know that I do rate Semenyo a lot? It's been fantastic for Bournemouth. I'm happy they did not sell him. If they sold Semenyo, they will struggle. They will struggle quite a lot. His pace, his trickery, his directness in front of goal is second to none. It did give Liverpool a lot of trouble in the last 2 seasons. And, is one player that I really, really, really rate. So, and as you know, is also injured at the moment, so they're out. Is out of the. And of course, that's Andoni Iraola, the Spanish coach of AFC Bournemouth. So, you see, this team is loaded. Is loaded with stars, and because Liverpool are not ready yet, so I do think that there will be a scrappy match at some point, and we will see how the whole thing goes. So let me see what the comments we have. Fede said Bournemouth sold almost all their best defenders. Of course. See, it is the name of the game. Is how it works. That is the food chain. If you are in the lower part of the table, and you're performing, you're punching above your weight all of the time, the big guys are going to swoop for you and they're going to take all your players away. So it's the same thing that happened to Bournemouth that is now happening to Brentford. As you know, Brentford has been well managed for the last 7.5 years under Thomas Frank. And there's a price to pay for success in the Premier League. If you're really successful, somebody wants you. It's the same thing that's happening to Newcastle. Newcastle is happy for Wisa to strike at Brentford and to throw up a ruckus to get his way, to get his move. But they are not happy when the same thing is being done to them, concerning Isak. So, it's a dog eat dog world in football. So you have to go. It's money is involved. If you stay in the Premier League, you have money coming in. If you win any of those cups, you have money coming in. Liverpool was able to spend, what they're doing because they've not spent really well in the last 2 seasons. In fact, last season they signed only one player, and they've concentrated some of the. But they will still not have been able to spend to the extent they're doing right now if they've not won the league. Winning the league gave Liverpool around 180 million pounds just for winning the league. So you can do the maths and see that it is what it is. If you have money, you can go to the market and be quite sure that you're going to get quality players. So that's it for this game. So like I said to you, I do expect that it's going to be a fantastic game, but it's not going to be edge of your seat kind of game. You're going to see glimpses of brilliance from both teams, from the new players that have been bedded in. And I do tip Liverpool to win like 2-1, 3-1. If it's a good day, 3-1. But if it's not a good day, 2-1 or 1-0. So that is the sort of, ballpark that I will be, expecting as a Liverpool fan. And, it's going to be fantastic. The Anfield atmosphere, it's going to be both solemn because of Diogo Jota and Andrew Silva's, memory that's going to be honored. But once the referee sounds the whistle, it's going to be business, straight to business. So before I leave, let's see the business that's still going on with both Liverpool and Bournemouth. So let's see the business that Liverpool has been doing. So this is the latest arrival to Liverpool. Is an Italian dude. His name is Giovanni Leone. It was signed in a 26 million pound deal from Parma FC. So is the eighth first team signing of the summer. It's just 18 years old. 18 years old, but it's been described as, a fantastic talent by Arrigo. Not is it not Arrigo Sacchi? No, it's not Arrigo Sacchi. One of those, legendary Italian coaches have, actually complained that they would have loved him to sign for top teams in Italy, Juventus, AC Milan, Inter Milan. But unfortunately for them, Liverpool believe that this guy at 18 years old is going to be a sensation, you know, and I do believe so. I've seen a few clips of this guy. What he's doing at 18 years old is phenomenal. It's phenomenal, So that is how it is. And if you see right here, another Liverpool player that was signed 2 seasons ago from Glasgow Rangers, a fantastic winger, Ben Doak, you know, he's 19 years old and he is going to Bournemouth to replace Dango Ouattara. So So Bournemouth are moving. Okay, we signed Kakes from Bournemouth, a defender, and Bournemouth is signing Bendok, a winger, from Liverpool. So I think the deal for Dango Ouattara, it's around £43 million. And in this at this time, Liverpool is asking the Cherries, for just £25 million for a player that is 19 years old, has gone on loan to Middlesbrough, and has really shined in Middlesbrough. He plays for the Scotland senior team. Is a Scotland international, and so that's what has happened. So between these two teams, has been player exchange, paid for, all of that. So I had a lot of high hopes for Ben Doak, and I do now wish him all the best, that it will be successful. So we're still waiting for the Isaac story to happen. Even if we signed him 2 weeks ago, he's not going to play today. So we're patient. We'll see how the transfer window goes. It doesn't swing shut until the 1st of September at 12 o'clock midnight 2025. So there's still time for a lot of drama, to happen. So uh, before I leave you to now go for the game, let's see um, a few more things that we can see here. So Ekitike, is starting. Look at the fans at Anfield. They want to really celebrate or remember Diogo Jota and Andre Silva. So the uh, at Anfield today, there's not going to be Luis Diaz. There's not going to be Trent Alexander-Arnold and Darwin Nunes, and Jared Kwanzaa. All of these fantastic players have been moved on. And when people say Liverpool is overspending, I think the net spend for Liverpool is less than 100 million at the moment. So, and that is minus Ben Doak's, money that is coming in, and there's still more players to be sold, in the first team. So, yeah, that is exactly what is going on. So, I do want the AKTK to shine, and if you can see here, the three debut for Bournemouth, the three debutants for Bournemouth, Petrovic, Diakite, and Truffat. They're all going straight into the team because that team is not, they've lost a lot of bodies in that team, and then so that's the way it is. So I think signing Giovanni Leone is a straight replacement for Jared Kwanzaa. That's what has happened. So that is what the coach, Arne Slot, as I have to say. He said if a lot of players go, it's normal to replace them. Otherwise, we would have used the under 18s today. That would have not been smart. Now we are really happy. We have lost a few very good players as well. A lot of players were brought in as special. Trent's personality was probably the best from a fullback we have seen in the Premier League. That was the main strength for Trent. It's not the strength of Bradley and Frimpong. What they do have is a one versus one threat. That's what makes it difficult for the other team. So, yeah. So that is why we went all out to sign Florian Wirtz, because if you lose the passes that Trent Alexander-Arnold gives you, where are you going to make up for it? You are only going to make up for it if you have a number 10. And since Coutinho left for Barcelona, Liverpool has never replaced him. They've never signed a metronome, somebody who keeps it ticking and have a bit of a crazy edge to spin something entirely unexpected, like Florian Wirtz. So we'll see. So this is now Slot's team. Is no longer is no longer is no longer Jurgen Klopp's, footprint on the team. No, that is gone. The players have been moved on. So Florian Wirtz today has a role to play. So let the fun, begin. So let me share one more thing, and then we'll call it, quits, for today, so you can enjoy the game. I'm not about to stand in the way of the match. So that is the Giovanni Leone transfer that has been confirmed, and and then that's the story of Ben Doak that's moving to Bournemouth. And then, Eddie Howe is saying that Alexander Isak will control whether or not he plays for Newcastle. And for me, that is a joke, because the longer you keep Isak, who has vowed never to play for you, you create a circus around yourself and your team, and that takes away from the preparation you're making. So the story we've had, the story that is circulating, is that last season, when they were trying to get Alexander Isak to sign a contract, it told them that he was leaving. He told them point blank. So they said, okay, sign. According to the story, allegedly, he was asked to sign, you know, um, to sign the contract so that he can make money for Newcastle. Because if he did not sign last season, that's it. He could have gone for free then, resumed with Liverpool. He could have taken some sign-on fees for himself, like Trent Alexander-Arnold did. I think Trent is getting about 4 million euros or 5 million euros as sign-on fee for himself, and that's why he forced them to pay 10 million to Liverpool, just to get all of the accusations and all of the bad blood off his back. He was the one who instigated it. So right now, Alexander Isak signed on a gentlemanly agreement that that was going to be the case. That when he wants to leave, they can take the money and he can leave. Now it is time to leave, and Newcastle is saying, "Oh, we don't want him to leave." So when you are, getting on the back of players for not having loyalty and all of these, kind of things, also understand that clubs don't have loyalty to anybody as well. It's a business. So if you don't take what belongs to you or what you can get, your career is short. Nobody is going to play more than 10 years of a full career, and that's it. So we do hope Liverpool wins. Keep subscribing, keep joining us, keep engaging with us on our social media channels, on YouTube, on Facebook, and wherever more sports is. We're always going to bring you the best. So I will also join you tomorrow for a short one, and let's see how it goes. So for all our fans that you helped us to reach another milestone today of 36,000, I want to cheer you. So on that note,